British politics is once again facing turbulence, and this time the storm is coming from inside the Labour Party itself. After just 16 months in power, concerns about Sir Keir Starmer's leadership have grown so serious that a significant faction of Labour MPs are now quietly preparing for the possibility of a full-scale challenge to his position. This video breaks down what is happening, why it's happening, and what it could mean for the future of the Labour Party and the country. Throughout this video, we will look at the internal tensions, the collapsing polls, the frustration from MPs, and the reasons the Labour left wing believes a leadership challenge may soon be unavoidable. What we are witnessing is not a fringe movement or a handful of disgruntled MPs. This is a coordinated effort from the Brewing group, a large faction of Labour MPs on the so-called soft left. They sit between the moderate right of the party and the hard left wing that was aligned with Jeremy Corbyn. According to The Times, these MPs believe they already have enough parliamentary support to trigger a leadership contest. As the piece states directly, concerns about Sir Keir Starmer's leadership have prompted a group of left-leaning Labour MPs to make early preparations to throw their support behind a potential challenger. Senior MPs in the Brewing group said they had the 80 MPs required to put a candidate into leadership contest against Starmer, although they have yet to coalesce around a single candidate. Leading MPs have suggested Lucy Powell, the deputy leader of the Labour Party, Lisa Nandy, the Culture Secretary, and Louise Haigh, the former Transport Secretary. All could provide a more left-wing alternative to Starmer. That is a crucial threshold. To challenge a sitting Prime Minister and party leader, a candidate needs 80 MPs behind them. If the Brewing group truly has these numbers, it means a leadership contest is no longer theoretical, it is structurally possible. But as of now, they have not agreed on who the challenger should be. The names being floated are not outsiders. They are prominent Labour figures with ministerial experience and recognition across the party. The three possible contenders: Lucy Powell, new deputy leader, Lisa Nandy, Culture Secretary, and Louise Haigh, former Transport Secretary. These figures represent the left-leaning but still mainstream wing of Labour. They are experienced, respected, and seen as more ideologically aligned with Labour's traditional base. The question now is whether any of them is prepared to step forward. One member of the Brewing group made an especially blunt criticism of Starmer's leadership, stating, one leading member of the group said, Starmer has shown he doesn't have the ability to turn his premiership around after lurching from crisis to crisis during the first 16 months of government. Another Tribune MP said, it's all about the polls. We can't be below 20% at the polls for much longer. We can't carry on like this past May if the local elections are as bad as the polls show. This is a devastating assessment. MPs are no longer simply anxious, they are losing confidence. Both of these MPs are right to sound the alarm. Their comments are not emotional outbursts. They're grounded in the political reality of Starmer's first 16 months in office. When one MP says Starmer has shown he doesn't have the ability to turn his premiership around after lurching from crisis to crisis, that is not hyperbole.
PM, you promised to end the chaos when you were elected, but since the summer we've had winter fuel U-turn, welfare U-turn, Rayner's resignation, Mandelson's sacking, Andy Burnham's leadership drama, the Wes Street in number 10 showdown, pitch rolling and income tax rises only to U-turn. You haven't ended chaos, you are the chaos.
Look, every minute that we're not talking about the cost of living is a wasted minute.
But it's chaos.
But at the same time, we have delivered free childcare for children between 9 months and 4 years. That's a game changer for children when they're in their education and for parents. Only yesterday we were rolling out the extension of free breakfast clubs. We're freezing prescription charges. We're maintaining the cap on bus fares.
So none of the stuff that I just mentioned, that you're just going to gloss over that and not acknowledge that no, it's chaos.
No, I'm not, but I'm really...
Since Labour came into power in July 2024, a series of scandals and controversies have unfolded, some minor, some severe, but collectively damaging public trust. The most serious was the Angela Rayner tax and stamp duty controversy, which involved an underpayment of around £40,000 and ultimately forced her resignation after the government's own ethics advisor ruled that she had fallen short of expected standards. Close behind in political impact was the growing freebie scandal, where Keir Starmer and senior Labour figures accepted large amounts of gifts, clothing and hospitality, raising accusations of hypocrisy and fueling public anger at a time of economic difficulty. Another major flashpoint involved Lord Peter Mandelson, whose advisory role and close proximity to government decision-making drew intense criticism. Then came the credibility problem. The government failed to deliver its promised independent ethics watchdog, a key pledge that was supposed to restore integrity to public life. Instead, its absence left Labour exposed to the same scrutiny they once aimed at the Conservatives. Early policy decisions deepened this dissatisfaction, most notably the restriction of the winter fuel payment, which sparked widespread backlash. Cutting support for pensioners just weeks into office severely damaged Labour's fairness narrative. And internal tensions exploded when 7 Labour MPs were suspended for rebelling over the 2-child benefit cap vote, a moment that revealed ideological fractures at the worst possible time. All of this created the impression of a government that was reactive, divided and constantly on the back foot. This is exactly what Tribune MPs mean when they say the Prime Minister has not shown the ability to turn things around. Instead of projecting control, the government keeps getting dragged from one controversy to the next. Instead of establishing authority, it keeps getting consumed by scandals, U-turns and internal rebellion. The pattern is clear and damaging, and the polls reflect it. Labour's support has collapsed at a pace few expected. In multiple national surveys, Labour's fallen to the low 20s and in some polls below 20%, a level that would once have been unthinkable for a governing party. The Conservatives are beginning to overtake Labour, Reform UK is slicing into Labour's working class vote, Liberal Democrats are gaining with middle class voters, disillusioned with Labour's economic direction. Red wall and blue wall seats that were considered safe or competitive are now at risk. Beyond the polls, MPs are increasingly angry at what they see as poor leadership and confused governance. A Labour minister said MPs originally loyal to the leadership had been angered by recent policy U-turns. We have the old Duke of York thing where MPs have been marched up the hill for income tax rises or winter fuel or disability benefit cuts and then have been forced to come back down when there's a U-turn. This is exactly what MPs hate, being told to defend a controversial policy only for the leadership to reverse it days later. This damages their credibility with voters and makes them feel used. Some MPs say they are tired of being treated like this and that patience with Starmer's leadership is wearing thin. The anger is not limited to one faction. Even MPs who were previously loyal to Starmer have begun expressing deep frustration. Another major issue is the reported dysfunction inside Downing Street. Wes Streeting, the Health Secretary, previously seen as a close ally of Starmer, publicly accused Number 10 of briefing against him. He described the environment inside Downing Street as having a toxic culture. This level of infighting usually signals a party leadership in trouble. When senior cabinet members begin publicly blaming the Prime Minister's office, it's a sign that trust is breaking down at the highest levels. MPs from across the party say Streeting's strong denial and excoriating attack on Starmer's Number 10 operation only made a leadership challenge more likely. Most MPs quoted in the article believe a leadership challenge is increasingly inevitable, but they differ on the timing. Many believe May will be the decisive moment. The May local elections are expected to be disastrous for Labour based on current polling. If that happens, several MPs believe it will provide the perfect justification for a challenge. This means the next 6 months are crucial. If Starmer cannot begin turning things around immediately, setting a clearer direction, stabilising his cabinet, preventing further U-turns and improving the polling situation, the pressure will only intensify. The Labour Party is entering one of the most turbulent periods in its recent history. The left wing is preparing for action, the polls are collapsing, the leadership is under pressure, cabinet members are openly criticising the Prime Minister's office. MPs are exhausted, frustrated and increasingly fearful. Whether Starmer can survive this moment will depend on one thing above all else: results. If he cannot turn the party's fortunes around quickly, especially before the May elections, the left wing may well move against him. For now, the Labour Party is a house divided, and the months ahead could determine not just the future for Keir Starmer, but the future direction of the country itself. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe for future updates.